Hello everyone and welcome to this eTwinning webinar called Growing, Learning, Sharing and Having Fun with the Sustainable Development Goals. And I'm very happy to introduce you to amazing eTwinning ambassador, Fina and Cécile. Thank you very much for being here with us today and for accepting our invitation. And they will present their project, Sustainable Development Goals Action, which is an eTwinning and Erasmus Plus project whose aim has been to prepare the next future generations of students to function successfully and sustainably in our interconnected world. So, without further ado, I would like to leave you now the floor so you can start your presentation and sharing all your amazing journey with the other participants. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Marta. So, hello, good afternoon, everyone. We are Fina and Cécile. I am working in San Josep School Navas, Catalonia, Spain. And you, Cécile?
And I am Cécile Thomás. I am working in Saint Paul School in Cesson, close to Paris, in France.
Right. And here we are. Thank you, Marta, and thank you to the Central Support Service for trusting us and inviting us for this amazing experience to tell you about our experiences in this project called Sustainable Development Goals Action, from now on SDGs Action. We pretend to be much more practical than theoretical. We want to share with all of you the different activities that were successful in the project, that we found that were good to spread, and maybe some of them will be good ideas or good examples for all of you. So we will focus the presentation, the seminar, in three parts. The first one, which is a general presentation of the how we introduce our work with the SDGs in the project and, of course, in our schools. Then there will be some little practical parts for you to interact. And then we will give you some examples for each SDG that we have been doing during these 2 years of Erasmus and eTwinning projects. So in order to have a general idea of the participant countries, as you can see, we have been 6 different countries from different parts of Europe, in the north, south, east. We are Catalonia, Spain, France, Finland, then Italy, Romania, and Bulgaria, all together working for the SDGs. Most of us are primary schools with students aged from 9 to 12. Italy, they are 13. And what were our main objectives for this project is, the main one is how can we manage to integrate the education of the SDGs in our school curricula. Yes, because we want to adapt the learning process to the needs of the modern society and the current needs of the world, including the SDGs, into the school curricula. But how could we manage to do that? We tried to use STEM to work on the different SDGs, to learn the SDGs. So we wanted the students and teachers improve their digital skills, mainly on a Scratch, but with any other ones. We also wanted to enhance the European awareness, to strengthen the teachers and students' knowledge about the European Union, and raise the feeling about belonging to the European citizenship. And of course, when we run a project like that, we wanted to improve and enhance our language and communicative skills, and to give the opportunity to the whole school or students. We were working with the whole class, not with small groups. Then We do not want to start or to continue before asking you a question, which is it important or why is it important to integrate the SDGs into the school curricula? We invite you to enter menti.com and enter the code that Cécile has shared with you, the link, and the code 70675651. I'm going to share the screen. Yes. And we will see what happens in the Mentimeter. We invite you to write any ideas that you consider. Do you think it is important to integrate the Sustainable Development Goals into the school curricula? I don't know if everyone could manage to copy the link. It is 7menti.com 70675651. Let me check the results. Well, crucial for information, crucial for innovation. Yes, it is important. We can help our students be part of the solution our planet needs. Well, maybe we should keep going on, otherwise discussion. Now, Marta, could you please share the PowerPoint
Yes,
again?
sure. I'm trying to upload it, but okay. Can you see it now?
Yes.
Okay, great.
So we can keep going with Cécile, who is going to talk about the new pedagogies
All
and the
right.
SDGs action.
So in this project, we wanted to use new pedagogies that are presented on the screen, such as innovation and creativity. It's also important to have curricular integration, collaboration, communication, and cooperative learning. Use of technology, we will explain that, dissemination and transferability, but also project-based learning that is so motivating for pupils, key competencies and multiple intelligences, and of course gamification, because it's so important to involve the kids. So the first one is innovation and creativity. We have used a number of innovative tools that help students enhance their creativity. So there are many SDGs, many different SDGs, so we had to find also many ways to teach them, because they are so different. So many different ways to teach many different SDGs. Here on the screen you have one example. For example, the image on the left is the image of a 3D art gallery that we did with the pupils. So they did their paintings, their pieces of art, and then we uploaded them in a 3D art gallery. This activity was very interesting for them. We also did many creative activity based on Scratch and Makey that we will explain later. And we wanted to have innovation during all the project, including the final presentation. So the second picture that you can see on the screen is a picture of the final presentation of the project that has been done in Catalonia by Fina's pupils on the street walls. So we'll explain it also. Second thing very important is curricular integration. In each school belonging to the project, all the activities done during the project have been written in a document like this. On the screen you can see the Catalan one, but all the schools did one. This document is here to prove that teaching SDG can be perfectly integrated to the school curricula. The activities done during the project have been written, but also some more activities done in each school related to SDG. It fosters the fact that teaching SDG should always be considered as an interdisciplinary way. And at the end of the project, each school will revise what has been written and will be able to see if our goal is reached. Another very important point is collaboration, communication, cooperative learning. When we planned the project, we have been thinking about all the activities to be as collaborative as possible. And so this was really important for us as teachers with our partners. Communication was also a key issue in our project. Of course, we should have been doing mobilities, but because of the pandemic situation, we could not. So we had to find another solution, and so we organized many online workshops and virtual mobilities that people liked a lot. It helped them feel they are part of the project. Okay, another example of collaboration is this peace art alphabet that you can see on the screen. It was really a collaborative activity. For example, a letter was drawn in a country by a student. A message about this letter was chosen in another country, and in the third one, the message was registered by a student. So at the end, you have had the link to the book creator. It's a whole peace art alphabet. Our project gave a huge part also to technology. Technology has been used to communicate easily amongst teachers, of course, but also by pupils. STEM was one of the goals of the project. So students built scratch games, one scratch game for each of the SDGs. They also discovered makey electronic cards and created game in a pizza box that you will see a little later. And in some countries, students also used robots to create other games. And during the virtual mobility about sustainable city, students discovered other technology topics such as renewable energy, for example. These activities were very popular amongst the pupils. Okay, so I pass the word again to Fina.
Thank you, Cécile. We think that, and we do believe that disseminating our work and our students' achievements is very important, not only to spread the message that it is, but also for our students to become, because we give them the chance to become the real protagonists of this story. So what we, apart from disseminating the activities throughout the website of the project, the school websites, we also organized an SDGs fair last week because we are close to the end of the project. And it was in our town. We invited all the families and all the citizens from Navas. They could come in the evening and they, in the middle of the town hall square, and they found the students grouped in different with different stalls, and each stall has one of the activities done during the project: the makey pizza boxes, board games, and so on. Then students explain to their parents what have been doing during the school year. And when it was getting dark, then they projected the project on the facade of the town hall, as you can see here, using the mapping. This is the tool that we use also inside Scratch. So the students run by their own and took the microphone and explained to their parents what they have been doing during this time. We also used to invite our students to become teachers of teachers. And when it is possible, our students go to a seminar of teachers, a teacher training course, and they explain directly. Last year, directly. This year, it was online because of the pandemic. But they could be the teachers explaining some of the activities they are doing in their eTwinning projects related with SDGs, the sustainable goals, and so on. And if we have the opportunity to invite the TV to come inside the school, well, we do that. And Cécile could have the opportunity to be visited by the National TV France, who interviewed her and her students to talk about the biodiversity and different topics related to SDG 15, Life on Land. So I don't know if I can share here, if you can see. No. Well, yes. Here you can see just a little piece of the video of the SDGs fair. These students are presenting the sustainable city.
You did not share your screen, Fina.
This group of students are presenting the traveling bags.
We cannot see it, Fina.
You cannot
Maybe
see it.
you can share the screen now, okay?
Yes. Here.
And
Can you
yeah,
see now?
yes, perfect.
Another way of disseminating our project was giving them a special t-shirt. Here they are explaining the traveling bags. Here they are asking their parents to play a game. They are showing the windmills. This is the Makey workshop that the Catalan students prepared for the virtual mobility in Catalonia, and they and they talked to the rest of the partner countries students how to create SDGs pizza in a pizza box. And here they are presenting their final product into the fair and asking their parents to play the game with them. Yes, this mom was touching one of the pins of the pizza box. Then she could hear a question, and the question was, "Can you tell us the name of an NGO?" And she said, "Open Arms." Then this was when it was getting dark. They started presenting well, here it is. what they have been doing on using mapping. Well, I think it's quite slow. Well, with the projector, everybody could see on the wall the images. This is the board game that we prepared, and each group presented to their families some of the different activities done. Let me stop sharing, and Marta, we can keep going on if it's possible.
Yes, I just wanted to share the link of the video in the chat because they were asking, okay?
Thank you, Marta.
I can put the presentation back.
Thank you. Well, we also created two eTwinning projects inside SDGs Action Erasmus project. One last year, which was called Women Who Change the World, and another one this year. It was a shorter project focused on SDG 16, which is peace, and the name was SDGs Peace. What we pretended to do here is to get deep inside these two relevant and important SDGs. All of them are very important, of course, but we consider that gender equality, SDG 5, and SDG 16 peace are very relevant, and our students could do a lot with them. So here in SDGs peace, you will see later that we discover different celebrities about peace. We created the art alphabet that we have seen before, and the Wall of Wisdom. And in this about women, we invited 6 more countries to participate in this project. So in the end, we were 12 countries, and each country had to choose a relevant woman in history, alive or not, it doesn't matter. And we work in a cooperative way to learn about these women. You will see later on. So project-based learning is also a good way to use, to learn, and to discover the SDGs. And again, SDGs also allow us to develop the key competences and the multiple intelligences of our students throughout working in a
Fina,
team.
sorry if I interrupt you. Could you please post the link in the chat of the video that you showed before, because participants are really asking, and apparently I posted the wrong one.
Yes. So, just a moment.
I will do it. Just continue speaking. Yes,
are you going to do
it,
Cécile? Yes? Okay, so meanwhile I'm explaining, Cécile is going to share the video of the SDGs fair and mapping. Well, I was telling that SDGs also allow us to organize our work and to work in a team. For example, we did the SDGs box game that you will see later on. We fostered the literacy via forums, via the video conferences, twin boards, creating posters, designing presentations. We also touch maths with the Wall of Wisdom, making bricks with messages about peace. We also gave the opportunity to the students that are more artistic to enjoy with music, and we created a song called No is No that was focusing also the gender equality. Well, the cultural awareness and expression, because we learn to know each other from the different cultures, from the different countries, how are our differences, how are our feelings. And we also enhance the creativity, because many of the activities here are focusing on develop the artistic part of not only the students, but also the teachers. And here we've got the gamification, because maybe it is one of the stars of the project. As we told you at the beginning of the presentation, one of the main goals was to introduce the SDGs into the school curricula, but we wanted to make them easy for our primary students, because you know that some of these SDGs are not easy. The deep concept or content of these SDGs sometimes are a little bit difficult. So if we give the students the opportunity to learn them via games, they are much more easy and enjoyable. So we created all together with the 6 different countries one scratch game per SDG. As you can see here on the left, that means that each country had to prepare 3 scratch games about 3 different SDGs, and all together we achieved the final result. Yes. Then we also wanted to participate in international campaigns or European campaigns related that touch the concept or the content of SDGs. So we joined the climate action campaign. We joined the European Week of Waste Reduction. And by the way, this morning we presented this game to the European Waste Reduction competition. And this morning we had very good news, Cécile, that they gave us the European Special Prize for this interactive and collaborative game. I would like you to share this game with you.
I will put the link, Fina.
Okay. This interactive board game is called Visible Actions for Invisible Waste. I don't know, maybe most of you know that the topic for the European Waste Reduction Campaign 2020 was invisible waste. And as we, wait, let me click on the link. Wait, I have to share the screen. Let me share the screen again. I am sharing the screen. Can you see my screen? No. Okay. Now.
It takes a while, but now yes.
Can you see the game? Yes. So let me explain you how we organized to create this interactive game on Genially, free version. So every one of you can do some activity like that. And here, the 6 different countries started creating a Google Doc grid document where we shared our ideas. And we decided that we would create a game with 4 items. The green one will be surprises, things that we do correctly. The red one will be sanctions, things that we do in a wrong way. Then the blue star will be questions related to invisible waste, and so on. And the purple one will be videos. We will prepare some video, and at the end of the video presentation, there will be a question. So we organized ourselves, and each country prepared, I don't remember, but maybe 4 blue squares, 4 pink, 4 purple, 4 red, and 4 green. And the final result was that one day we met together and we played this game online. And of course, we enjoyed it a lot. For example, if we threw the dice and it is number 1, it says surprise. You ask your mother to make a shopping bag from your old jeans. Well done. Go 2 steps forward. Yes, this is a good action. So it is green, and we can keep going on. For example, if we fell on number 6, you go to the forest to have a picnic, and you use silver paper to wrap your sandwich and a plastic bottle to drink water. And finally, you drop it on the ground. you are careless. So these kind of activities were prepared by all of us. Let's have a look at the question. For example, if we land on question number 15, how long does it take for cotton clothes to decompose? 50 years, 6 months, 1 year. And to know the correct answer, we could click here, and the students uploaded the correct answers on a Linoid, okay, on a Linoid tool. And finally, we prepared some video presentations which were, for example, how to make an ecological soap. Look at the video and answer the following question. How many chemical products are necessary to this soap? Some videos are with images, others are with children that are speaking. Well, you will have the chance to, if you want to play this game with your kids, it's public, it's online. We enjoyed it a lot, to tell you the truth, and it was so nice to be part of that. Well, let me stop sharing, and now, if Marta, could you please? Thank you so much, Marta. And then this is the end of the first part of the presentation. Now we would like to, before continuing giving you an example of each of the SDGs, we would like to invite to collaborate on this Padlet that I think Cécile is typing the link. Yes? And we invite you that just in case, and we are sure that you've got thousands of good ideas or maybe activities that you experienced in your schools, maybe focusing on a particular SDG, we invite you to upload this activity here in this Padlet. So in this way we can share and we can learn all together with the work that we have been doing all together. Okay, and at the end of the presentation we will come back to this Padlet and see what you have been writing. Maybe a simple link or a simple title of the activity with a link there that everyone can check after the seminar on whenever you consider. Yes? So I pass the floor to Cécile again.
All right.
We will.
All right, Fina. So from now on, we are going to present you each of the SDGs with a range of activities we have been doing with our pupils in the partner school. So let's begin with SDG 1, that is no poverty. At the beginning, I must tell you that we are not all technology teachers, not at all. So at the beginning, we had to learn first. So our first mobility took place in Italy before COVID pandemic, and that was great because we could begin. During this mobility in Italy, we teachers involved in the project, we learned how to use Scratch and Makey. And therefore, when going back to our school, we could help our students to be involved in the project. So this is an example. On the left, you have the program. And then on the right, kids were very happy to play afterwards with the games they have done and the games that also have been done in other countries. Those games are most of the time simple games because our kids are not old, but they can be a game with questions like the one you can see. And we also used complementary technology such as green screen. You can see it's a little small, but a male student on the bottom right, with whose photo has been taken with the green screen technique.
Okay. SDG 2 is about zero hunger, and this activity was done last year, and some of the students decided to present this topic, this SDG, by doing a stop motion, very short video. Let me tell you that before the countries started creating the different scratch games for each of the SDGs, what we did before was to prepare a short presentation of the most relevant issues and content of each SDG. And we did it again in a cooperative way. So we planned a grid, we created a document where there were the name of the 6 countries with 17 SDGs, and we said who is going to prepare the presentation, the information about the SDGs. And we decided that each country will do 3, the 3 presentations of 3 different SDGs. After the presentations were done, a different country could have a look at that presentation to prepare the scratch game. I don't know if you can follow my idea. That means that when we had to prepare the scratch game, we went to the presentation that another country prepared before, so we had the information there, and we could focus on how to manage with the scratch game. And the different scratch, as Cécile said, they are not the same. Some scratch games are true or false, where students recorded their voices saying, congratulations, you did it very well. Oh, no, that's not right, try again. Other scratch games are moving the arrows of the keyboard and trying to fish or to catch the sustainable items. Or other scratch games are concerning giving information. They are different. Okay?
All right, my turn. So at SDG 3, good health and well-being. So this is a very important SDG. Two examples of what we did. On the left, you can see very beautiful pictures about fruit and vegetables pupils brought to school. We organized a Green Week. This took place within the Climate Action Project that you might know. During this week, one day was dedicated to health, good health. We are healthy, so and we tried to involve as many pupils as possible, including the youngest one in all our schools. The second example is a recipe we did during the last mobility that I organized, Life and Land Mobility. Because of COVID pandemic, we could really not do cooking in schools because it's forbidden. But this is a very simple recipe. You just have to mix the ingredients. And the other goal was also to use the radishes crop that most of the time you throw to the bin or to the compost. So this was a good way not to waste.
Okay, in SDG 4, about quality education, one of the things that we did during the project, and it is concerning the Women Who Changed the World eTwinning project. As I told you, there were 12 women, 1 per country, that we decided to work. One of these women was Malala, and here you will see how we organized to discover, to learn, and to know about these women's lives. In case of Malala, all the women, we prepared first the country that decided that woman prepared the biography, and we uploaded all the biographies on a Padlet, right? So in case of Catalonia, our students wanted to present Malala. Then Poland recorded the biography using a tool. In our case, we used Chatterpix, others used other tools. Then Estonia came to the Padlet, read the biography uploaded by Catalonia, and they designed a poster about Malala. Then Norway had to create, using green screen, an image or a situation where Malala was relevant according to her life. Then France was in charge to make a diorama. A diorama taking, for example, an old cardboard shoebox and making a scenery of the real Malala's site. Yes, and last, Cyprus had to present or to prepare an interactive image about Malala using Thingling. So in this way, we were learning about different women because each country had to do 7 different tasks. One was the biography of one woman, then recording the voice of a different woman, then designing a poster of a different woman, then making a green screen, create a diorama, and finally an interactive image of a different woman. In this way, we were learning about different women who changed the world, who are good for the changes that have brought to our society, and in the end, they learn a lot about technology or new digital tools.
All right. About gender equality. So, as Fina told you, on the first year of the project, we had this eTwinning project, Women Who Change the World. And at the beginning of the project, as you can see on the left, we did a survey that was very important to realize that in our schools, in our towns, in our countries, women have less responsibilities than men. During this project, we also write codes, as you can see on the Padlet, about gender equality. And finally, in one school, even in the Catalan school, a song was written about, was created, during the lockdown. And this song was about to change the roles. Girls should not always have the same role, and boys either.
Yes. We don't have time to share the link and listen to the song. Maybe we keep forward on SDG 6, that is concerning clean water and sanitation. As we told you before, we wanted to join international campaigns which were quite relevant and touching directly some of the topics of the SDGs. So what we did is to join the the International World Water Day, the World Water Day that it is celebrated on the 22nd of March. So we met the 6 countries together online, and we started celebrating this day by sharing messages about the importance and the value of water. We also gave students a sticker like this to put on, because we asked our students to bring a glass bottle to drink water and gave them a sticker related to clean water. And we ended the video call, the online meeting, by doing a workshop, several workshops about water. And one was how can we filter dirty water and get clean water. They really enjoyed to be teachers of other students, and the other students to follow the instructions given by their partners.
All right. So for SDG 7, that is affordable and clean energy, we have been talking about this subject during the Sustainable City Mobility organized by our Bulgarian friends and partners. And because this is quite a complicated subject, we also organize workshops in which students can be involved. So you can see two examples. On the left, it was a workshop to build an electrical bus organized by Bulgarians. And the second that you can see on the right was to create a wind turbine by our Catalan friends. Say that those workshops had a really great success among the students, and it was nice to see that although we could not go to our partner countries because of pandemic, but we could involve all the students in our classes and they could all do the task. So this was really good.
Yes, I think this is the most valuable part of eTwinning, that we involve most of the students of the classroom, all of them, not most, all. And here, maybe this SDG 8, here is an example of decent work and economic growth. As you can distinguish here, some girls and a boy are presenting the SDGs in a pizza box. They used Makey Makey, and believe me that, as Cécile said at the beginning, I didn't know a word about Scratch, about Makey Makey, and it was hard, but to tell you the truth, I am really satisfied that I can say that I've been learning at the same time with our students, and some of them, that are very technology guys, and they even help the teachers to do this when we have a problem, and now we are ready to make a simple makey makey or scratch activity. And here, as you can see, there were the different pins and the scratch games prepared for the questions and the tasks done.
All right. SDG 9, Industry, Innovation and Infrastructure. It's also a very difficult SDG to be understood by pupils that age, but innovation was in the core of our project. So as we explained and we have explained and shown before, innovation was used to present the project in the end, and as you can see on the right picture, the students themselves did the projection and prepared the mapping on the walls of the city of Navas. And what was very interesting also is that the other partner countries that could not go because of pandemic could follow on Instagram Live. That was good.
If you want to follow Instagram Live, is SDGs Action. Yes? Well, let's 10. Yes. SDG 10 is reduce inequalities. Here is one example of one of the activities we did related with our eTwinning project, SDG Space. And here we decided to learn about different celebrities around the world that help to improve our society some way, somehow. And each country presented one, and then the rest of the countries could discover what the others did by doing an interview, an online interview. So we organized in pairs, and in this case, for example, France decided to work on Nelson Mandela, and interview with Bulgaria, who decided to know and to teach about Martin Luther King. Then, for example, Italy chose Gino Strada, and Catalonia chose the Bishop Pere Casaldàliga, who spent his life in Brazil helping the poor people. And the amazing fact here is how much we can learn from asking questions. And I want to stop here because you know that we, as teachers, we are very well used to ask questions to our students, and they are used to answer the questions. But when we give them the challenge to ask the questions, they have to ask the questions for other partners, it's a challenge for them. It's quite difficult, and it is a very good way of learning language, and it is a very way of critical thinking and make them think about how can they create the question. So here in this interview, Pere Casaldàliga, this boy is pretending to be Pere Casaldàliga, asking questions to Gino Strada, the Italian boy. And Gino Strada is answering, and later on they also ask questions. So an online interview pretending to be famous celebrities is very enjoyable, rich, and successful.
All right. SDG 11, the sustainable city, we devoted one entire week to a virtual mobility about that subject because we thought it was very interesting and important. This virtual mobility was organized by our Bulgarian partner. And during this week, we could hear experts. We share our ideas about what should be in the sustainable city, and the pupils decided. And in the end, in each country, you can see 4 of them, the students build a model of their sustainable city. And this was a great activity also for pupils. And then we're going to spread the message in Catalonia. The model you can see on the right picture, it's the model has gone outside because the parents could not go in the school, so they could look at it in the street and students could explain. In France, the city in which we are located, in which the school is located, was very happy. The mayor was very happy to hear about our project, and next week the mayor and one of her assistants is coming to school to brainstorm with the kids about sustainable city.
Here we are in SDG 12, responsible consumption and production, and here again another cooperative task, which was how can we deal to celebrate a zero waste Christmas. Each country was in charge to present to the rest of the partner countries one issue. France was in charge to present an advent calendar, then Italy a nativity scene, Finland Christmas decorations, Romania a Christmas tree, Bulgaria Christmas gifts, and Catalonia Christmas table. And in the end, we joined all the work, preparing a video presentation with like a kind of literacy story where a little elf traveled from one country to country and discovered different things, how to become more sustainable for Christmas time. And we also presented this video final production to the European Week of Waste Reduction last year, and it was a success because we also got a prize here.
SDG 13. So we took part in the climate action project that some of you might already know, the climate action organized by Koen Timmers and Professor Jennifer Williams. So we followed their program. That means we have been working on the causes of climate change and the consequences of climate change. And for the last week of this climate action, we were supposed to make an action. So we decided to organize the Green Week we have been talking about a little already. So during the Green Week, we have been healthy, we have been without plastic, and we planted life. And what was, I think, very interesting in this week is that we tried to involve as much as possible all the classes from all our schools to make them belong to the project.
In SDG 14, Life Below Water, as we told you, we tried to enter different contests or campaigns that has to do to some of the SDGs. So here, for example, France joined a contest related about how the seas are getting so polluted because of the use of the plastic that humans threw away, and the danger for the animals and so on. So they participated in this contest, and here on the right side you can see an example of a poster designed by one of the students to celebrate the World Water Day, and giving in the poster a message that could be taken from internet, or some of them they created the message by their own. Some of them even wrote a little poem.
SDG 15, sorry, I'm too fast. Okay, life on land. So we also I organized a virtual mobility about life on land. So we had many workshops as well. One of them was a pollinator challenge. So as you can see, pupils were divided into 17 international teams with the name of a fruit or a vegetable, and they had to go with their camera to photography pollinators. And imagine that there were more than 500 pictures taken by pupils. They really had a great time. Although in southern country the weather was awful and pollinators were not outside. Students also prepared seed bombs. The idea is that insects are dying because they are not fed enough. There aren't enough flowers. So you make a bowl with clay and compost, and you put some seeds in them. So the birds don't eat the seeds, but the plants will grow. And the most interesting workshop in this mobility, according to students, because we evaluate them about it, was to build an insect hotel. And they like this activity very much because it's also creative.
Okay, someone is saying here on the chat, beautiful logos. Let me tell you that when we started the project, SDGs Action, as I told you before, it is an Erasmus Plus project apart from the eTwinning, because we run everything on eTwinning. TwinSpace is a wonderful site to work together, to have everything clear in order and well distributed. So at the beginning of the project, we asked an illustrator who is from Navas, our town, and who is an ex-student from San Giuseppe School. And we paid him because he is a professional illustrator for kids. And he designed these logos for us. So they are paid to be here and to be used for this project. And let me tell you another activity we did concerning SDG 16, Peace, Justice and Strong Institutions. It is the Wall of Wisdom. Here the students try to create messages related about peace, and they design a brick. So here is maths included. They had to build a brick, and in our schools we put all these bricks together to make a wall, and this is called the Wall of Wisdom. Then we share the walls all together in our twin space. And another thing that we did is we started the project SDGs Peace in September, sharing the message, peace in the world, please. And all participant countries, but we invited more countries, and we made a single video with this message set in many, many different languages, even in the sign of languages. So it was they really enjoyed, and it was a good way to discover and to start the project about peace.
And finally, SDG 15, Partnership for the Goal. So we said that gamification was very important for us. So you've seen the scratch games, the board game, and we also wanted a tangible game that you can see on the picture. So for this game, each country was in charge of writing questions about some of the SDGs, and all the questions are gathered in a box. So this is really a partnership. This is really a collaborative activity. For each of the goals, a presentation was done by one of the school, and as you can see on the picture, students from San Josep School in Catalonia presented SDG 17, and they did it with a green screen technique as if they were in the European Parliament.
Okay, and we are reaching the end of the presentation. As I am sure everybody knows, and you all know, we cannot finish any of the most relevant activities, and we cannot finish a project without asking the opinion and evaluating the project. Not only the teachers, but also the students and parents, because students and parents' opinions are very important for us to keep improving our projects and to know what they really enjoy and what they give an added value, because, as you know, they are our protagonists of the story. So we interviewed, now we are on the train of interviewing some of the students, and here there is a student interviewing his mom, but we do not have time to share and see what are their opinions, but they confess that they are learning, they are improving their English a lot. They have learned a lot about technology, things that they didn't know before. They have discovered new cultures, and they also say that they enjoy very much to work together with students from other countries. So this is the best reward for us as teachers. Cécile, now we want to invite you to play a game. If you can keep here for 5 more minutes. This is a game called Pass the Word Game that our students created in a Google Doc, and then we pass the sentences in this Educa Play. This is the word Educa Play, and we can start playing. I don't know if it's going to work. I think yes. Let me yes, sharing the screen, and wait, here. Presentation. Cécile I'm going to read the words, the sentence, and then you can write the answer on the chat. When as I cannot see the chat, Cécile is going to say the word aloud, then I will pass to the next word again. the next letter again. And the game works like that. A, different things we can do to achieve the SDGs. Oh, sorry.
Okay, Christina. So, as it is a password game, it has to begin by A. So, Ada writes activity, but it's not really that.
It is similar. It is action. Yes? Action. B, the variety of life at all its levels.
Beginning with B.
Beginning with letter B.
Biodiversity, very good, I think.
Great. C, Greta Thunberg is fighting to stop it.
Beginning with C. Climate change, yes.
Super. Letter D, the word between sustainable and goals. Beginning with D.
In our project title, development, yes, very good.
Super. Letter E, SDGs action is one of these projects.
Yes, it's eTwinning, but it's a little more than eTwinning. Yes, it's also European. We should have had mobilities. Erasmus Plus, yes.
Erasmus, super. F, the time that will come and that we are working for a better one. We will not finish.
Future.
We will finish here.
Fun.
Future, super. So you can create a game like this. Is with Educa Play. It is very, very easy. Remember that I told you that it was our students that created the sentences, and then I gathered them all and put inside this Educa Play game. So I hope you enjoy this game. Cécile, do you want to?
Yes, so we're gonna have a look at the Padlet now to see if the brilliant ideas you will have shared with us, and this is very important also for us because as Helen Keller says, alone we can do so little, but together we can do so much. So let's have a look. Yeah, you want me to share my screen? Okay. Yes, please do it, because my computer is very slow, sorry.
I share the screen to see what happened with the Padlet. Maybe some people were paying attention and did not have time, but I cannot share.
Okay, so perhaps I'm gonna read what I see. There is a suggestion for SDG 1.
Yes, I can.
Being one option for Mother's Day, something to do with struggling with poverty during the Mother's Day. And Elena from Portugal also suggested a project about gender equality, that is important woman in my life, with an ebook, and she wrote some details. For SDG 10, there is also a proposal for Tolerance Week. Interesting. Climate action. There is also one interesting proposal for an eTwinning project, World Bicycle Day. And yes, for SDG 14, there is a sustainable calendar from Italy, and for SDG 15, a Greek proposal for quiet heroes. They celebrated the 200th anniversary of Greece, and Yes,
Yes.
that's it. Very interesting.
Okay, thank you so much for collaborating and sharing your ideas also because they are also very useful. So Marta, if you want to share the screen again because we reached the end and we would like to thank you for your attention and ask if you have any questions or any other doubts to share with us or that we can answer.
Thank you very
Yes,
much,
thank
Fina, and thank you very much, Cécile, for the inspiring presentation. I saw a lot of positive comments and a lot of thank you for you in the chat, so that's great. I think the participants really appreciated your presentation, and actually I took note of one question. Rosa, if I'm not mistaken, was asking which one of the SDG did you find more challenging?
Wow. It is quite difficult to answer this question because most of them are very challenging. But if I had to say one, maybe I would say gender equality, climate action also. Uh, these two about yes, climate action and gender equality, if I had to say one. But peace is also very, very relevant. I don't know what is your opinion, Cecile, but
Yes, I agree with you. They are all challenging and they are all linked, interconnected. So sometimes it's difficult to, when you're talking about climate action, of course, you're talking about sustainable city and biodiversity. So they are all interconnected. Very difficult to choose, to answer. Sorry.
okay. So thank you so much for being here and spending your time with us. We are happy to share our work and we invite you to integrate and to keep working on sustainable development goals because it is if we join all our efforts, we can change the world and then make it a better place.
Thank you very much once again. And I wish you all a good evening. I hope you really enjoyed this time as much as I did. And I hope you also, Fina and Cecile, enjoy to do this presentation. And I hope to see you soon in person, maybe in Brussels sooner or later. And best for now. And I wish you all a
All
good
right.
evening.
Thank you. Lovely
Bye.
evening. Bye
Bye
bye. See
bye.
you. Bye bye. I think we can.